Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Toya and I'm here to give you my 2 cents on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 13, Episode 7. So we start out the episode with Ralph and Drew. And Ralph, for once, is doing something nice for his wife. He got her a little scooter because, she injured her leg before. So he gets her a scooter so she could get around the neighborhood. But I still kind of side-eye him because you know how I feel about Ralph already. So I was still giving him the side-eye because he was still telling her, oh, you could do this with it and do that with it. Like, you don't get to tell her what to do with it. Once you gift it to her, it's hers. But maybe I might be on a little bit of an edge only because I don't see it for Ralph too much. Ralph asked Drew if she should be going on this girls trip that everyone's planning, that mainly Kenny and LaToya are planning. Is it a good time now? And she says, yes, she really wants to go. And he goes, oh, well, I owe you one, as if. But he owes her one, so she's going to go. She says, you owe me like $1 million. And you do. Quite frankly, I think you owe us too. What's up? Anyway, she wants to, this is Drew, she wants to have a dinner party at the old house that she's moving from, just to kind of do a temperature check on the ladies before she goes on this trip. And she's very excited about it. She calls everyone and invites them, and everyone accepts the invitation. So she's excited. So now Kenya and LaToya meet up at a restaurant, and Kenya is excited about the trip, and they make a decision that they're going to South Carolina, and Kenya brings LaToya a gift. And the gift that she brings LaToya is underwear. It's bra, panties, and everything. She says her excuse is that she was bringing LaToya these because it's in her closet, and she can't fit that size anymore. How many things are in your closet that you can't fit? You didn't have to give that girl lingerie. That's why I keep telling y'all, bumping kitties. You heard it here. So after she gifts LaToya the bra and panties, she tells her that they will be departing first for the trip because she has to go down there and set up everything because, she's bringing her daughter and the nanny and the whole shebang, so they need to get there early. But they will be flying private while everyone else is going to be on the bus. So remember last week when Portia suggested that they asked Fallon to use a jet and Portia completely killed that idea? She was like, no, let's not do that. All of a sudden, you have private jet links now. And then no one else gets. At least if Portia asked, everyone would be on that jet. But you asked, and only you and LaToya. How's LaToya, this newbie, getting all these perks when everyone else that comes in, Kenya has it out for? But LaToya, we know LaToya 2 minutes, and she's getting all the perks. So Kenya tells her that they'll be flying private and the whole shebang, and they're excited. Great. While they're out, Drew calls Kenya to invite her to her shindig at her house. She's having a Hollywood themed party. She claims she's bringing Hollywood to the A. And Kenya accepts her invite. And because LaToya is sitting there, she also goes, oh, is LaToya invited as well? She has to secure her booze, invite everywhere she goes. LaToya has to pop up and show out. So LaToya gets an invite as well. Drew says, if she wants to come, that's fine. Kenya tells LaToya about her relationship with Mark Daly, the status of it. She says she's ready to sign them papers because it's difficult. She's having to deal with everything. Their daughter has never spent a night alone with Mark. Yet, if she wants to take a trip out of the country, she has to ask. If she wants to do this or that, go here or there, whatever it is that she needs to do, she needs to get permission from Mark to do so. And sometimes he's a bit of an A about it. And I don't wish that on Kenya. But Mark seems to be the only one that could fix you. But I'm not saying like fix you with your kid. I'm just saying like put you in your place sometimes. Like Nene says, she likes Ken because Ken shut the up. Although if he wasn't shutting the, would we be watching? Drop down in the comments and let me know if we need Kenya. I think we do. So Drew's home getting ready for the ladies to arrive, and you know, Drew's looking nice in her home. She has this big old wig on, honey, and it's in like 55 ponytails. It's cute. And her husband, Ralph, and her are having a cute little banter about, you know, naming the wig Sasha. And in this moment, I'm looking at Ralph like, this is the Ralph you should have shown. You should have introduced us to this Ralph, and you got me all hot and bothered. You got me all hot and bothered in front of this camera every week talking about you. So I'm thinking, okay, Ralph is being so sweet. I'm liking what I'm seeing, but you know, I gotta have my guard up when I'm dealing with Ralph. So I'm thinking this is all good. So Cynthia is the first to arrive, and the first thing I noticed is y'all ain't got no doorbell. Everyone that arrived after that basically had to let themselves in, or, you know, hostess with the mostest, Ralph, had to go let him in, but you ain't got no doorbell, sis? No wonder you're moving. So Cynthia's the first to arrive. Candy comes next, and they, you know, once they arrive, they're all pretty much checking out the wig situation, because the way LaToya talked about that girl's wig and how it was lifting, everybody came in expecting some crazy from Drew. But they all came in one by one, and they seem to be having a good time. Ralph, like I said, Ralph got him a few crushes, y'all. Ralph was there playing hostess with the mostest for everyone. Ralph got, what, 50-11 hugs from them ladies. Like, he hugged everyone coming. He hugged everyone going. He was refilling drinks, bringing out hors d'oeuvres. Ralph was out here. Nobody even asked Ralph to stay at the party. This clearly was a ladies' night. And Ralph, there was hired staff there. Chef Dr. Love came. Chef Dr. Love. Matter of fact, everybody's called Love that y'all deal with. And y'all barely got love. Anyway, so Chef Love is over there. There's staff there. There's wait staff, servers, everything. And Ralph is over there playing like, what is that? Fresh Prince, the butler, Jeffrey. Oh, Ralph is over here playing Jeffrey. So what I also noticed about the girls while they arrived to the party is that nobody got the memo about it being Hollywood, because everyone showed up in sportswear. Everyone showed up type casual. They was cute, but they was casual. Like, no one respected your Hollywood theme, Drew. The girls is not respecting you. They need to put some respect on your name. Right? So they all sit down for a kiki moment, and you know, Drew's having fun. You could tell she's in her element here. She likes to host. She even said so herself. And then Portia, here comes Portia with the mess. Portia showed up for her Bravo check this week. Portia just straight up came out and told that girl, you know, LaToya been coming for you. Like, she said A, B, C, D, E, all the way to Z about your wig, girl. She said your wig was set sideways on your head. Not only that, Portia further went on to tell this girl, well, I wasn't the only one there when she said it. Cynthia and Candy was there too. Like, Portia rolled the bus in, rolled it over Cynthia and Candy, backed up over them, just to tell Drew the tea. And I'm not gonna front y'all. Like, usually 100% I would go in, and I don't want y'all to call me biased about the mess, but at the end of the day, it's been positive thus far on the show, except for Kenya's hating ass. Kenya's always gonna be hating. But funny enough, at this dinner, she was very complimentary of the food. She was, you know, having a good old time. And maybe that's because LaToya didn't show up, because had LaToya showed up, maybe she would have been Team LaToya and be shady AF, right? So after Portia drops this tea, Drew says, listen, it's COVID out here. And I had to do what I had to do to come out with the girls. So Drew is also letting them know that, listen, I rather have friends around me that'll tell me, hey, girl, your wig is lifting. Your edges aren't straight. Like, what's up? And who can blame her? Like, no one wants to be around a bunch of girls and every time you go home, you just like worried about what the hell they saying. How old are we now, right? So the ladies get to know Drew a little further. They get to know that her mom is a pastor and she sings praise and worship for the church. And, you know, they all seem to be having a good time. And like I said, even Kenya was being pleasant and not being a wild booty here. So that was good to see a little bit of that, you know, leading up to the trip. Because you know how these girls could get. Now they get to talking about the trip. And Kenya is letting them know that she's not going to be riding dirty with the girls on the bus. She's going to be going away with LaToya before the ladies arrive to make sure everything, you know, is sorted out. But she didn't mention the jet. But now Drew started asking all the right questions so Kenya could answer the question about the jet, because Drew knew when Drew called her while she was out with LaToya that Kenya would be flying private. So Drew's there asking all the right questions, and Kenya is like, yo, I gotta watch out for Drew because this bee is shady. Come to find out, 10 minutes after Drew got off the phone with Kenya, Kenya texted Drew telling her, don't tell the ladies about the jet. Don't tell them about the PJ. So Drew was like, I don't know you from a hole in the wall. So I'm not finna keep this secret for you. I'm trying to get you to tell these ladies that you shady. Worse, I didn't get invited to the PJ. I gotta be on this bus too. Why do I gotta keep this secret? Go ahead and work for your check too, Drew. It's hard times out here in this COVID pandemic. So it finally comes out that Kenya's flying private. And the ladies are like, well, private. Everybody's shocked like, so how come we didn't know about this private? But they quickly move on or whatever, because I'm sure everyone else there has flown private before and it's not a big deal at this point, but preferred. So then Cynthia explains that she's going to be late to the trip anyway. She's not getting on no bus and no PJs with y'all because she has business obligations. And Portia goes, well, maybe they could send the jet back for you. One thing about Portia, that she is funny. Listen, Portia's funny. Portia, I don't know if she's low-key funny, high-key funny, but she makes me key. She's funny. So then they wrap up the party and everyone is leaving, and there go Ralph hugging everyone again. And after everyone leaves, him and Drew start talking and, you know, flirting a little bit, acting like they're about to go get it on. And you just know he's about to fantasize about every last one of them ladies that was at that house while he's doing it with Drew, because he was this is the happiest I've seen Ralph since we've been introduced to Ralph. Am I lying? Let me know if I'm lying. We move on to everyone at home getting ready for the trip. You know, people are packing, everyone is getting their kids situated, you know, everything in order before they could leave out for the trip. And while Candy's getting ready, Todd convinces her to say, hey, why don't you have Cynthia's bachelorette party while you guys are on the trip? Because I'm going to be throwing Mike's bachelor party and, you know, it just makes sense. And Candy gets on her phone right away because Candy has first line contact on all the scrippers in all the world, in all the land. Candy has, you know, her dungeon show. She's in the sex industry for toys. And, you know, she just knows a thing or two about a thing or two. So if anyone can pull off a bachelorette party, it's Miss Candy Burris. Can I get an amen? So Kenya and LaToya head out to the PJ. And while, you know, moving and grooving, Kenya is telling LaToya about how Portia was telling Drew all the tea about her wig and stirring up. And LaToya was like, oh, she's so extra for that. Well, ain't that the pot calling the kettle? LaToya, who's been more extra than you since you showed up to the scene? Nobody. Let me give you my Keith sweat. Nobody. Not even Kenya. Maybe that's why she's gravitating towards you so much, because the energy that she had to give before, she could just like put it inside of you and she doesn't have to do the work. That's smart. Kenya, you smart. Now everyone is meeting up at Candy's house to get on this bus. And Portia arrives first via Dennis. Dennis drops her off, y'all. So she arrives first, and again, there wasn't an event. So where was Kenya to see Portia's punctuality? I know it seems like I'm riding for Portia hard, but the second Portia like slips a little bit, then I'll give it to her just as much. But Kenya's just been hating hard. So y'all can see why, right? Anyway, Portia arrives first, and Shamia shows up. Everyone trickles in a little bit, and then Portia goes off to talk to Dennis, about their timetable as far as Pilar while she's gone. And then Marlo shows up in a hazmat suit, a damn hazmat suit, y'all. I mean, I'm not kidding. Google it. She had on head to toe, like worked in a laboratory, hazmat suit. Just extra like. Real extra base. But times is rough out here. You can't tell people how to protect themselves. So she gets on the bus. Portia sages the bus, and Marlo sanitizes everything and everyone. They get on the bus, and now they're all having like a good little kiki. But the one thing that is going on, permeating throughout this bus, is heat. Everyone is hot. Everyone's complaining about their wigs, their vaginas sweating. Portia's telling us she's sweating in places that she didn't know could drip. That's hot. It's easy for me to get hot. And just talking about this heat might make me start sweating. So I'm just going to move on. Portia was supposed to go on a date of sorts with Dennis to discuss what's going on with them. And everyone on the bus now wants to know what went down on this, so-called meet-up date, because clearly you showed up with him here this morning. So what's tea, girl? Everyone's on the edge of their seats like. And I was just there like, I want to know too. So then Portia's explaining to them that, her goal in this whole meetup is, how can they co-parent? How can they be loving people around Pilar? It's not so much about like getting back together, fixing the family, being romantic, none of that. All right. So she tells them that he slept over the night. He slept downstairs in a separate room, and there was no touching, no lovey-dovey, no little, no, none of that. Right. And no one really bought it, but she's sticking to her word. So while Kenya and Latoya arrives at this beautiful beach villa via the PJ, they obviously get to choose the best rooms first, but they also decide to not let everyone go wild when they get there about choosing rooms. They're going to assign rooms to everyone. While they're doing that, everyone is still on that hot bus. Everyone's still on that hot bus, journey into the thing, but hey, they decide to get in some spicy talk. So they're talking about threesomes and who's had a threesome from who's not had a threesome. And I've got to say, the only interesting thing I heard on that bus is that freaky old freaky deaky Candy doesn't have threesomes without people signing an NDA. I mean, now that she said it, it's kind of obvious. Candy has M's in her bank account. Candy is like a family. She's an empire. She's a brand. Candy has been out here successing for a long time, so she has a lot to lose. But Candy is also a freakadeek, so because of that, she's going to need people to keep their mouth shut, right? So that was interesting to know, but also kind of obvious. You in my business? Don't do that. Meanwhile, back at the villa, they're assigning rooms for everyone, Kenya and Latoya. And I thought Drew was going to get the worst room, but they decided to give it to Marlo because there's always an ongoing beef with Marlo and Kenya. Let's just call it that. So Latoya gets one of the best rooms, obviously. And again, it's unheard of that a newbie comes to this show and gets that much perks. Like, Kenya is really out here being a sugar daddy for Toya. Latoya. And at this point, I can't even blame Latoya, because if Kenya's out here, like, it ain't tricking if she got it, then you might as well reap the benefits, girl, because we know, right? I mean, earlier, Drew came for you when she said, what did she do? She's a YouTuber. I'm out here trying to be a YouTuber, so I'm not knocking it, you know? So don't do that, Drew. Don't do that, right? Don't do that. But Toya, you out here getting perks. Like perks, like nice things, not perks like pills. Don't do drugs, guys. So back on the bus, everyone is like fuming about Kenya and Latoya flying there in their private jet. And, you know, they're kind of mad about being on a hot bus, but they're still making the best of it. But things take a sharp left turn after they find out that, well, after Portia finds out that Kenya's also bringing her baby, because Portia was crying before she left her baby. Candy was out on the balcony giving Blaze, you know, the last little hugs she could get before she left. And the ladies are saying, had they known that kids were allowed, they would have brought theirs. And it's very unfair. And Portia is just on this bus going off. So that's where the episode ends. This episode was very much getting ready for the trip. And looks like next week they're about to get in some... I'm almost mad I wore my cute little top, my cute little Fashion Nova fit for this episode. But next week, they coming with the niceness. So until then, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next week for my next review. Bye!